Pain. Now that's a word that sends shivers down the spines of those too afraid to truly live. Pain. A word we avoid, a feeling we run from, a reality we pretend doesn't exist. But let me tell you a secret. Pain, it's the truth. The raw, unfiltered truth of life. And you've spent your whole life trying to escape it, haven't you? You've built walls, haven't you? Walls to shield yourself from the sting, from the ache. You've told yourself lies that'll pass, it's not real. I'll deal with it tomorrow, but tomorrow comes, and the pain's still there, sitting in the corner, laughing at you. Why? Because you can't escape it. No matter how fast you run, no matter how deep you bury it, pain has a way of catching up. It always does. But what if I told you that pain isn't the enemy? What if I told you that the very thing you've been running from is the thing you need the most? Pain isn't here to destroy you. No, no, no. Pain is here to build you, to shape you, to forge you into something unbreakable. Do you know why people fail? Why dreams crumble? Why lives fall apart? Because people are too scared to face the pain. They want the glory, but not the grind. They want the reward, but not the struggle. They want the victory, but not the scars. But here's the kicker, you can't have one without the other. You can't rise without first falling. You can't win without first losing. You can't become anything without pain. And yet here you are, doing everything in your power to avoid it. You numb it, drown it, distract yourself from it. But every time you turn your back on pain, you turn your back on growth. You turn your back on your potential. You turn your back on who you could be. Let me ask you this, when was the last time you truly felt alive? Was it in the moments of comfort? The moments of ease? No. It was in the moments of struggle. The moments when you thought you couldn't go on, but somehow you did. The moments when the weight of the world was on your shoulders and you still stood tall. That's when you felt alive. That's when you were alive. Pain is the price of progress. It's the currency of greatness. And if you want to be great, if you want to be more than just another face in the crowd, you have to learn to embrace it. Not tolerate it. Not endure it. Embrace it. You see, pain has a purpose. It's not random. It's not meaningless. Pain is there to teach you, to mold you, to prepare you for what's to come. Because life isn't fair. It's not kind. It's not gentle. Life will hit you where it hurts. It'll knock you down again and again and again. And if you're not ready, if you're not strong enough, it'll break you. But if you embrace the pain, if you lean into it instead of running from it, something incredible happens. You grow. You adapt. You evolve. You become something stronger, something fiercer, something unstoppable. Think about it. Diamonds, they're just coal under pressure for a long, long time. Steel, it's forged in fire. Mountains, they're carved by wind and rain. Nothing strong, nothing beautiful, nothing worth having comes without pain. So why are you so afraid of it? Oh, I get it. Pain hurts. That's the point. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to push you to your limits and then push you even further. Because comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is where dreams go to die. So stop chasing comfort. Stop chasing the easy path. The easy path leads nowhere. The easy path is a dead end. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to be someone, you need to take the hard path, the painful path, the path that will test you, break you, and rebuild you. And when you're on that path, when the pain feels unbearable, when you're ready to quit, remember this pain is temporary. It doesn't last forever. But quitting lasts a lifetime. Do you know what happens when you quit? When you give up, you let the pain win. You let it control you. You let it define you. But when you push through it, when you keep going, despite the pain, despite the doubt, despite the fear, that's when you win. That's when you take control. That's when you define yourself. Because pain doesn't just build strength. It builds character. It builds resilience. It builds you. So the next time you feel pain, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Don't try to numb it. Face it. Embrace it. Let it do its work. Let it shape you, mold you, transform you. And when you come out on the other side, when you face the pain and survived it, you'll realize something. You'll realize that pain wasn't your enemy. It was your ally, your partner, your guide. And then, my friend, you'll be unstoppable. Because once you've embraced the pain, once you've conquered it, nothing can stand in your way. So what are you waiting for? Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop pretending. Face the pain. Embrace it. And let it make you into the person you were always meant to be. Because pain is the truth. And the truth will set you free. You see, once you embrace the pain, you gain something the world cannot take from you: freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from doubt. Freedom from the chains of expectation that everyone else wraps around you. Pain teaches you to stand alone. And let me tell you, there's a certain power, a certain madness in standing alone. The world doesn't understand those who embrace pain. They call them insane, reckless, or even dangerous. Why? Because people fear what they can't control. And someone who has walked through the fire, someone who has made friends with their demons, is beyond control. They don't need permission. They don't need approval. They don't need a crutch. They stand tall with scars that tell their story and eyes that see the world for what it is: a battlefield. And here's the beauty of it: pain doesn't just teach you about yourself. It shows you the truth about others. It exposes the liars, the fakes, the cowards. When you're at your lowest, when you're broken and bleeding, you'll see who's there for you and who isn't. Pain is the ultimate filter. It strips away the masks, the pretenses, the lies, and shows you who's real. But don't let that bitterness consume you. Don't let the betrayals, the disappointments, the heartbreaks turn you cold. Use them. Channel them. Let them fuel you. Because the best revenge isn't anger or hatred, it's success. It's rising from the ashes, stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever before. You want to know the truth about pain? It's not your enemy. It's your teacher, your ally, your power. It's the only thing in this world that will never lie to you. So stop fearing it. Stop running from it. Face it. Embrace it. Let it break you down. And then build you back up better than before. And when you've done that, when you've mastered the art of turning pain into power, you'll look back at the person you used to be and smile. Not out of pity, not of regret, but out of pride. Because you'll know that the pain you went through wasn't for nothing. It was the price you paid to become the person you are today. So go ahead. Feel the pain. Scream if you have to. Cry if you need to. But whatever you do, don't quit. Don't give in. Don't let the pain win. Because you are stronger than it. You are greater than it. And deep down, you already know that. The question is, are you ready to prove it? Prove it not to them, not to the world, but to yourself. That's the real battle, isn't it? The one inside your head. The whispers that tell you you're not good enough. You'll never make it. The voices that try to convince you to give up, to stay comfortable, to settle. Those voices, they're liars. Every single one of them. And do you know why they scream so loudly? Because they're scared. Scared of what happens when you stop listening. Scared of the monster you'll become when you finally step into your power. Oh yes, the world fears those who embrace their pain, but what it fears even more is those who conquer it. Because once you conquer pain, you become unstoppable. Fear, it loses its grip. Doubt, it fades into the background. Failure, it becomes just another step on the path to greatness. You realize that nothing, and I mean nothing, can truly break you. Not rejection. Not loss. Not betrayal. All of it becomes fuel for the fire inside you, the one that refuses to die. And let me tell you something, when you walk into a room with that fire burning in your chest, people feel it. They don't understand it, but they feel it. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you own your space. It's undeniable, unshakable, unstoppable. But here's the catch: this journey isn't for the faint of heart. It's not for those who want a shortcut or an easy way out. No, this is for the warriors. The ones who are willing to crawl through the mud, to bleed, to cry, to break, and still keep going. Because they know that on the other side of pain lies something beautiful. something untouchable. Freedom. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let the pain define you, or are you going to let it refine you? Are you going to let it refine you? Are you going to let it crush you? Or are you going to let it shape you into something greater? The choice is yours. It always has been. You see, life doesn't hand out second chances. It doesn't wait for you to get ready. It doesn't care about your excuses, your fears, or your doubts. Life is brutal, relentless, and it's coming for you, whether you like it or not. So you have two choices: you can run from it, or you can face it head on. And when you do, when you stand up to life and say, I'm not afraid anymore, something incredible happens. The world starts to move out of your way. Not because it's kind, not because it cares, but because it knows nothing can stop someone who has embraced their pain. So go ahead. Let the pain wash over you. Let it carve its lessons into your soul. Let it remind you of what you're capable of. And when it's done, when the storm has passed and the dust has settled, stand tall. Look in the mirror and smile. Because you'll know you've won. You've won not because the pain disappeared, but because you rose above it. You stood in its face and said, is that all you've got? You see, victory isn't about avoiding the struggle. No, real victory is standing in the chaos, battered and bruised, and refusing to bow. That's what it means to win. And the funny thing is, the world won't celebrate you at first. They'll look at your scars and call them ugly. They'll see your resilience and call it arrogance. They won't understand the battles you've fought, the nights you've cried, the times you've doubted yourself but kept going anyway. And that's okay. They don't need to understand. Their opinions don't matter. Because here's the secret: they don't want you to know the ones who change the world are always the ones who are misunderstood. The rebels. The outcasts. The ones who dare to be different. Pain gives you that power. It gives you the courage to step away from the crowd, to walk your own path, no matter how lonely it might seem. And yes, it's going to be lonely sometimes. You'll question yourself. You'll wonder if it's all worth it. But let me tell you, the view from the top, the view that only those who've endured the pain can see, it's worth every second of the struggle. It's breathtaking. Because when you finally reach that place, when you look back at the path you've walked, you'll see what the pain was really about. It wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to prepare you, to sharpen you, to strip away everything that wasn't real, everything that wasn't you, until all that was left was your essence, your truth, your power. So don't curse the pain. Thank it. Embrace it. Let it shape you into the legend you were always meant to be. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that truly matters is this: when the final chapter of your story is written, will it be one worth reading? The world doesn't need more people who settle. It doesn't need more people who play it safe. It needs warriors, dreamers, fighters, people who've stared into the abyss and come out stronger. That's what the pain is offering you, the chance to become something extraordinary. So take it, hold on to it, and let it fuel you. Because the truth is, the pain doesn't last forever, but the strength it leaves behind, that does. And that strength, it becomes your foundation. A core so unshakable that nothing, no storm, no betrayal, no defeat can ever crack it again. You see, pain isn't just a teacher, it's a sculptor. It chisels away the weak parts of you, the doubts, the fears, the insecurities, until all that's left is someone unstoppable, someone who knows exactly who they are. And when you walk with that kind of clarity, that kind of power, the world takes notice. Not because it wants to, but because it has to. People feel it when someone refuses to bend, refuses to break. It makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to question their own choices, their own limitations. They'll try to bring you down, of course. They'll call you reckless, heartless. They'll say you've changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. Pain does that. It transforms you into something unrecognizable, something extraordinary. And those who can't handle your light will try to dim it. But don't let them. Because the truth is, their opinions don't matter. The only thing that matters is what you think of yourself. Look in the mirror. Do you like what you see? Do you respect the person staring back at you? That's the real test, not the applause, not the validation, but the quiet moments when it's just you and your reflection. And if the answer is no, then change it. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, because every second you spend wishing, hoping, waiting is a second you could be building. Building yourself, building your future, building the life you deserve. The pain is your ally. It's not here to ruin you. It's here to remind you of your strength, to remind you of what you're capable of. And if you're willing to embrace it, to use it, there's nothing you can't overcome, nothing you can't achieve. So take a deep breath, step into the fire, let it burn away everything that's holding you back. And when you emerge scarred, yes, but stronger than ever, you'll realize something incredible. You didn't just survive the pain, you mastered it. You made it your weapon. And with that weapon in your hands, there's no limit to what you can do. The world will try to stop you, but it can't. The fear will try to control you, but it won't. Because you faced the worst, and you're still standing. So stand tall, walk forward, and don't look back. Because the journey isn't over yet. It's only just begun. And the best part, the pain that once felt unbearable will one day be your greatest source of pride. It will remind you of where you've been, and more importantly, where you're going. The road ahead won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Every step, every struggle, every victory. It will all lead you to a place you never thought possible. A place where you don't just survive, you thrive. And when you get there, when you've conquered it all, you'll look back at the pain and realize it wasn't the enemy. It was the gift, the spark, the thing that made you unstoppable. And in that moment, you'll smile, because you'll know you won. The beauty of winning, of truly conquering the darkness, isn't in the applause or the recognition. It's in the quiet understanding that you proved everyone wrong, including yourself. You proved that the chains they wrapped around you, the limits they tried to impose, were never real. They were illusions. Fragile constructs that shattered the moment you decided to rise above them. But here's the thing, they'll keep coming. The challenges, the setbacks, the whispers of doubt. They don't vanish just because you've tasted victory. No, they evolve. They grow. Because the higher you climb, the stronger the winds try to knock you down. And that's fine. Let them come. Let the storms rage. Because now you know the truth. You don't need calm waters to sail. You don't need clear skies to see. You've learned to navigate in the chaos, to find your path in the dark. You've become something they fear, someone who doesn't flinch, doesn't back down, and that terrifies them. Because people who embrace the pain, who use it as fuel, are unpredictable. They can't be controlled. They can't be stopped. So don't stop. Keep moving forward, even when it feels like the whole world is against you. Especially then, because that's when you're closest to the breakthrough. That's when the transformation happens. And the irony? The ones who doubted you, the ones who mocked your journey, they'll be the first to try to claim they always believed in you. They'll rewrite their stories, pretending they saw your potential all along. But you'll know the truth. You'll remember the nights when no one believed in you. The moments when you had to carry the weight alone. And those memories, they'll be your badge of honor, a testament to your strength, your resilience. They'll remind you that you didn't just survive the fire, you thrived in it. You built yourself in it. Because that's what pain does. It forges legends. It takes the broken pieces and turns them into something unbreakable, something unstoppable. And you, my friend, are living proof of that. So keep going. Keep building. Keep proving them wrong. Not for them, but for yourself. For the person who refused to quit when quitting would have been so much easier. For the fighter who saw the darkness and chose to walk through it anyway. Because in the end, that's what defines you. Not the pain, not the scars, but the choice. The choice to rise. The choice to fight. The choice to embrace it all and keep moving forward. And one day, when you look back on this journey, you won't see the pain as something to fear. You'll see it as the fire that lit your path. The force that made you who you are. And in that moment, you'll smile. Because you'll know you didn't just survive. You became unstoppable. The truth is, the world doesn't reward survival, it rewards resilience. Survival is just the starting point. Resilience is what makes you keep pushing when everything inside you screams to stop. It's the relentless determination to claw your way forward, inch by painful inch, until you've carved out the life they said you'd never have. And yes, it's exhausting. It's maddening. Sometimes it feels like the weight of it all will crush you. But here's the secret: they're counting on that. They're betting that the weight will be too much, that you'll break, that you'll fold. They want you to give up because your strength, your defiance, it exposes their weakness. Don't give them the satisfaction. Rise anyway. Scream if you have to, cry if you need to, but don't stop moving. Because every step you take is one more they didn't think you could. Every breath you draw is proof that you're still here, still fighting, still defying the odds. And those odds, they're nothing compared to what you carry inside. The fire, the hunger, the refusal to be ordinary, that's your weapon. That's your edge. Use it. Sharpen it. Let it slice through the lies they told you, the ones that said you weren't enough, that you couldn't, that you shouldn't. Because deep down, you know the truth, don't you? You've always known. You're more than they see, stronger than they think, smarter than they believe. And the moment you start acting like it, the moment you unleash what's been buried inside, they won't know what hit them. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. The world isn't going to hand you what you deserve. You have to take it. You have to demand it. And that means stepping into the pain, not away from it. Embracing the discomfort, the fear, the uncertainty. Because that's where growth lives. That's where transformation begins. Every scar you've earned, every tear you've shed, every time you've been knocked down, it's all led to this moment. A moment where you decide, will you let the pain define you? Or will you use it to become something they'll never forget? Because here's the thing about pain: it doesn't last, not forever. But the strength you gain from it, that stays with you. It becomes part of you. A reminder of what you've endured, what you've overcome, and what you're capable of. So rise, not just for yourself, but for the ones who doubted you, for the ones who tried to hold you back, for the ones who said you couldn't. Show them what happens when someone refuses to break. Show them the power of someone who's faced the fire and come out forged, not burned. Someone who's taken the pain, the rejection, the failure, and turned it into fuel. Because that's what legends are made of: not ease, not comfort, but grit. And you, my friend, are destined for something greater. But you have to want it. You have to fight for it. And when you do, when you reach the top and look back at everything you've conquered, you'll realize something extraordinary. The pain wasn't a punishment. It was a gift that shaped you, strengthened you, freed you. So embrace it, own it, and let it guide you to the life you were always meant to have. Because this is your journey, your fight, your legacy. And the world hasn't seen the best of you yet. And when they do see the best of you, they'll know. They'll know exactly what they tried to destroy and failed. You see, there's a special kind of beauty in proving them wrong. Not the loud, boastful kind. No, it's the quiet satisfaction, the unshakable confidence that whispers, "I told you so," without ever needing to say a word. But don't stop there. Don't just aim to silence your critics. Aim to inspire. Aim to become the kind of person they'll write stories about: the one who rose from nothing, who walked through hell and came out wielding the flames like a weapon. Because the truth is, most people are afraid of failing, afraid of trying, afraid of confronting the reality that life isn't fair. But you're different. You're willing to look that fear in the eye and say, "Bring it on." That's what sets you apart. That's what makes you unstoppable. The road ahead won't get easier. In fact, it might get harder. More obstacles, more setbacks, more moments that test every fiber of your being. But that's the point, isn't it? Growth doesn't come from comfort. Strength doesn't come from ease. You have to earn it. And when you do, when you finally stand tall, unshaken by the storms, unbroken by the weight, you'll realize something profound. You didn't just survive the pain. You mastered it. You turned it into something beautiful, something powerful, something no one can ever take away. So go ahead. Embrace the challenges. Welcome the struggle. Because every step forward, every fight you endure, is shaping you into the person you were born to be. And that person, they're not just a survivor, they're a force of nature. The kind of force that doesn't just adapt to change, but commands it. That doesn't just endure the pain, but thrives in it. That doesn't just face the truth, but embraces it, even when it's ugly, even when it hurts. Because that's what it takes to rise above. And the world needs people like you, people who don't back down, who don't give up, who don't let the darkness win. So keep going, keep fighting, keep proving that pain doesn't define you. You define you. Because at the end of the day, it's not the pain that matters. It's what you do with it. It's how you let it shape you, mold you, transform you. And if you're brave enough to face it, to embrace it, there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can't overcome. So let them doubt you. Let them sneer, laugh, and whisper behind your back. Let them underestimate you. It's their biggest mistake. Because while they sit comfortably in their illusion of superiority, you're out there in the trenches, facing every challenge head on. Pain is the great equalizer. And you've learned how to make it your ally while they avoid it like the plague. And that's where you have the edge. You've been broken. Yes, but broken things can be rebuilt stronger, sharper, and unstoppable. You've stared into the abyss, felt the cold emptiness clawing at your soul, and instead of running, you embraced it. You let it teach you, shape you, burn away everything that wasn't necessary. What's left is the purest version of you, the raw, untamed force they'll never be ready for. Understand this, life isn't fair, and it never will be. But fairness is overrated. Those who whine about fairness are the same ones too afraid to fight for what they want. You don't need fair, you need determination. You need hunger. Fair doesn't make legends, relentless grit does. And you have that, don't you? That fire inside that refuses to go out no matter how many storms you face. Let that fire consume the doubts. Let it burn through the fear. Use it to fuel every step forward, every leap toward the life you deserve. Because you do deserve it, no matter what they've told you, no matter how much they've tried to convince you otherwise. Their words are chains, their opinions are prisons, and you hold the key. So break free. Shatter the expectations, the limits, the boxes they tried to stuff you into. Step into your own power. Own your pain, your scars, your story. Because that's what makes you unique, what makes you dangerous. Nobody else has lived your life. Nobody else has endured your struggles. And nobody else can claim your victories. Your time is coming, no. It's already here. Every tear, every scream, every sleepless night has led to this moment. The moment you decide to stop being a victim and start being a warrior, a creator, a force to be reckoned with. And when they look at you, when they finally see what you've become, they won't know whether to envy you or fear you. Maybe both. But one thing is certain, they'll never forget you. Because people remember those who defy the odds, who rise from the ashes, who turn pain into purpose. So rise, not just to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself right. You've always known you were meant for more. Now's the time to claim it. The pain didn't destroy you, it built you. Now use it to build the life they said you couldn't have. Show them that their doubts were your stepping stones, that their laughter was your battle cry. This is your journey, and it's far from over. Keep climbing, keep pushing, keep evolving. Because change is painful, yes, but staying the same. That's the real agony. Choose growth. Choose power. Choose to be unstoppable.